Have you had any conversations with law enforcement as of late? Have they reached out to you with anything at all?
Nope.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay. All right. Aside from your shoulder back situation, how you feeling?
Same as yesterday. Got one goal in mind. That's fine, Sebastian.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. Now, we of course we got to get straight into the meat and potatoes of this, right? So, are you ready to have some conversations?
I know you got questions. I haven't let you down with the answer yet.
Yeah. All right. So, you had a conversation just the other day. You dropped some serious bombshells. I know
that I really don't. I was so tired and exhausted. I really don't even remember the podcast, man.
Wow. Whoa. Really? Really? I mean, I get it. Being sleep deprived, running on just nothing but adrenaline all day long. You were also on many shows that day as well, correct?
Yeah. I mean, everybody wanted a piece of me, and I felt like the pie was empty.
Yeah, I get that. But still, no matter what, nonetheless, there was a conversation that was had. You did drop some very big pieces of information, and whether you had said those things beforehand or after, it still doesn't matter. This was live. This was out. This obviously made the rounds and shocked a lot of people. It shocked me too, my brother. I'm gonna be real. I was shocked, very shocked. But of course, I have some questions revolving around all that. Okay, or revolving around the information that you gave. So let's talk about it. Because
what it had to do with Sebastian?
Yes, that information that had to do with Sebastian. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Mr. Proudfoot, Chris, people were asking why he didn't want my son around his daughter. And he kept telling me that if people keep asking the question, he's going to answer it. And turned around and stated that if he tells them, people will stop looking for Sebastian.
Really? Okay, can I ask you something before you continue on? I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm curious. When was this conversation that was had? And was that something on a podcast, or was that something between you guys behind, on your own time behind closed doors?
Yes.
So him sitting there saying, I don't want... Go ahead. What were you going to say?
It was over the phone. Okay,
so him saying, if people start asking why I don't want Sebastian around, they won't go and look for Sebastian.
If they found out
the truth.
Yeah. That people wouldn't go look for my son.
Okay.
I told him you don't want to go down that route.
Gotcha. And he said this between you and him.
Katie was on the phone too.
So Katie was on the phone as well. Okay. So what was the conversation like? I mean, was this just a regular conversation, or was this a full-on blown-out argument?
I think he tried to make it one. It wasn't going to be one.
Okay.
I repeated because I didn't appreciate him saying that, when it's like, dude, it's just another time that you and his mom have failed him. And I'm sitting here trying to put pieces back together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
My whole issue about that is, if you cared that much for my son as you do your daughter, that you don't want my son around because there's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't you thinking about that when he's under your roof?
No doubt. That's one thing I'm very curious about as well. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. But what was the reason? What was the origin of this actual fight or argument or discussion on this phone that would spawn him saying that in the first place? What started this?
During podcasts, why he didn't want my son around his daughter.
So this happened because, okay.
People were asking questions.
People were asking questions like the smart, intelligent people that they are. Go ahead.
Why don't you want Sebastian around your daughter? People were asking, Chris, why don't you want Sebastian around your daughter? I see people in chat that were asking me all the time, why doesn't Chris want Sebastian around his daughter? There's your answer.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you're telling me that he looks at Sebastian like some sort of predator?
Yeah.
Wow. But why? Because of what happened to him in California under his supervision, or under him and Katie Proudfoot's supervision?
That, and the fact that he hasn't got the correct help. In California, he was seeing a doctor by the name of Dr. Franny at Balboa, and she didn't appreciate the fact that I stood up and used a stern voice with her and told her she wasn't doing anything for my son by letting him play with toys and choose what movie he gets to watch when he gets out of the thing. That's not helping him. That's not the proper therapy. I'm already researching this. She wasn't. What's the word I'm looking for? She wasn't qualified for that type of therapy, because that's a different type of therapy for traumatic sexual abuse, and that's a different type of class.
All right. You're sure of that? Are you sure of that? That she didn't have the credentials to handle that type of therapy?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I know that we're doing a little bit backwards. Okay. But I do have a lot of questions that we got to go all the way back a little bit. Okay. So I understand that this happened in California. And we got to dive into it a little bit more so we understand a little bit more of this information, because you did drop this on Justin. Shout out to Justin on TikTok. And it was shocking. Okay. But you did say that in California, while Sebastian was under Katie Proudfoot's supervision.
Can I interrupt you?
Go ahead. By all means. Go ahead.
All right. A lot of people are, the information that I'm giving is facts. It's not me trying to throw punches or whatnot. But this is the third time that something major has happened to my child underneath their watch. And they need to own it. They need to own the fact that they have fucked up yet again. And I'm sitting here being Sebastian's voice, because right now he doesn't have one until we find him. We'll find out what happened. All right. I've told everybody you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
That's just the way the system works. There's nothing I can do about that. That's the way the system works. And that's the way it should work. You're innocent until proven guilty.